At this time, we'll take questions from the audience. Mr.
Can you tell us who drew this bill up?
I believe it was Warwick Saban. And, one of the excuses for the legislature to have longer terms is because you just can't get anything done your freshman term. Well, he obviously did get something done. So he did this, and it's, who was the other person? Joseph Wood from Republican from North Arkansas. No, Warwick Saban is the most liberal Democrat in the legislature.
Yes.
He's from Little Rock.
And John,
He's Republican.
John Wood.
John Wood.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
He's a moderate.
I want to make sure I understand what you're saying here. What you're saying is, this one little thing is hidden on page 16 of the whole 22-page program, and you want us to vote, you vote no for issue number 3, or vote all 22 pages off. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
just making sure we're voting right.
Yeah. We want you to vote no on Amendment 3. And I know they're going to talk about, well, there's ethics. Ethics in there. Well, it's not very ethical to hide the main purpose. People ask me about, well, what do you think about the rest of it? Well, they used to ask me that. After I read that 17,000 IRS agents would have access to my personal medical records, I didn't need to read the rest of that bill either.
Thank you.
It needs to go. It needs to go. Take term limits out, and I'll talk about the ethics portion.
Mr. Jacob, I want to be sure I understand, because 6 years in the House at the moment, 8 years in the Senate at the moment. What I've heard some people say, now they want to go up to 16 years, that's only 2 more years. What's the big deal? But the way I see this written, and hopefully I'm understanding right now, it could be 16 years in each, right? 16 years in the House and 16 in the Senate, and
No,
put it in there for
it is 16, but they do not, see,
Yeah.
that's not true, because there's 100 House seats. How are all 100 legislators going to move to the Senate when there's only 35 Senate seats?
Well, they're not all, but I
They're
mean,
not. In fact, most of them aren't. So they don't get 14 years now. They don't get 14 years. This is a doubling of their term, and if you add the 2-year Senate terms for apportionment, that could be up to 20 years. And when, it destroys the essence of term limits when one person is entrenched and concreted into their House seat for this long.
I don't think I still understand. So you're saying one person, though they can't all do that, one person could be 16 years in the House and then run for the Senate and be 16 more years?
No, once they stay 16 years in the House, they would have to go to another office.
And not be the Senate?
Couldn't be the Senate.
Okay, so then 16 years total is the total. I understand.
Unless they get those 2-year seats for reapportionment, and then they could get a 2-year Senate term, which isn't limited at all.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying, that some people say, what's the big deal? It's only 2 more years. And of course, it's not everybody, because not everybody can be elected to both positions. Thank you.
Okay, what typically we hear from politicians is that they say, look, I get 6 in the House, and then I'm going to go over to the Senate and get 8. Bob, that's 14 years, and we're only going up 2 more years. Okay, well, let's just take something really, really current. What race were y'all working on up north?
Flippo, Burris,
Okay, now, how many years did he serve in the House?
6 years.
Okay, what did that make him?
Term limited.
So where did he try to go?
Senate.
Did he make
He
it?
lost.
Huh?
He lost.
Is he going to get 14?
No.
They're trying to make you think they deserve their 14. The process of term limits ensures that we have a chance to get rid of them, because they're eventually going to have to fight a guy that's already established in the Senate if they're leaving the House, and he's already got money and he's already in position. So let's take David Meeks, for example. Is David going to fight Jason Raper? No. Or is he going to have to sit out? Is he man enough to beat him? See, they're not gonna get their 14 years under the way it's set up now. When they give them the 16 years, they plant themselves and start growing tomato plants, because they ain't leaving. They're gonna have that incumbency, and they're gonna have the checkbook, so that if you're gonna go try to chase them down and beat them, they're gonna have $100,000 in the account, and you've gotta start from zero.
And let me say something, I'd love to debate term limits, because I probably know a little bit more about term limits than most of the legislators. But this isn't a debate about term limits. If they wanted to debate about term limits, they would have written a term limit bill. They wouldn't have hidden it.
Yes.
This is about deception. I don't care if you even don't like term limits. Don't vote for deception, please. All good people can agree that we don't deceive voters. It's not the way we work it here.